No, thank you. I'm just gonna go up here real quick where I'll be safe. Okay, you win. I've often wondered, how are potatoes so versatile? You can do anything with them. You can throw them in sand and they'd be delicious. I've also wondered, what is it about survival games that makes them so enjoyable? I know that there are some out there who don't like survival games for one reason or another. For example, my brother's neighbor's boss's nephew's teacher's cousin's pet groundhog's butler once told me, "I don't even know what survival games are. Are you talking about The Purge?" And I fully understand why someone would not like playing survival games. I'm actually more confused by why some of us do like survival games. At its core, survival games take us back to our instinctual, animalistic roots. I'm sorry, so sorry about that. Back to the time when our highest priority was not running into a Panera Bread so we could charge our phone, but rather running into a cave so we could escape a saber-toothed tiger, only to find out that the cave was filled with more saber-toothed tigers. When it comes to video games, one of the most common attributes to worry about is the health bar. More often than not, there's also a stamina bar. There's almost never a tiki bar, and there's only sometimes a pull-up bar. But it usually stops there. Games in which you're fighting wars and saving the planet don't want to bother you with the daily worries of eating food and immediately stopping at the little super soldier's room because someone neglected to inform you that there were mass amounts of cheddar cheese in your sandwich and you forgot your lactose pills because you were more concerned with sending a demon back to the Black Oblivion, and now they're going to take over Ohio again while you're stuck in a porta potty ordering Imodium and Tums on your phone in the middle of a fight that you didn't even start. We know that there are plenty of overlooked considerations in games that don't really need to be addressed, since that would slow down the pace of the game and distract from the main mission. If we did have to update our in-game resume before getting hired for the job that kickstarts the campaign, we might just go back to playing Yahtzee. This makes it all the more unusual that there aren't just a few games, but multiple genres centered around these basic daily concerns. Granted, for some it's just peripheral or even optional. And yet we'll still go out of our way to ensure we have to eat 2,000 calories a day and drink enough water to drown a buffalo. But why? Motivations in games are tough to manifest. Oh, your surrogate sibling informed you that your weird father figure owes money to someone else? Say no more. It makes sense that developers would want to dig deep and center the motivation around something almost everyone could understand: not dying. Having such a simple task that we instinctively do all day gives us confidence that we'd be an expert. But it's not just surviving as the first child of a set of caring parents in an upper-middle-class neighborhood with a lower crime rate than heaven. No. You need that little twist. I'm talking surviving in a post-apocalyptic wasteland filled to the brim with mutated homicidal creatures. I'm talking surviving in a desolate frozen wilderness battered by geomagnetic storms. I'm talking surviving in the middle of a flooded planet with infinite sharks where the nearest land has 1 tree and 0 restaurants. This added layer of challenge ensures it doesn't feel quite so normal and gives the extra enjoyment of exploring a new environment. Even still, is that it? Looking around and doing just enough to keep living? I'd argue, yeah, that's the point. There is no natural, inherent purpose to being alive. Some say it comes from one direction, some say it comes from Adele, but really it comes from us. Any purpose derives from what we decide it is, and it's constantly changing too. When I was a little piglet, I wanted to be an anesthesiologist, but then I realized I had to go to school for that. Our purpose evolves as we learn more about our world. What can we do becomes what do we want to do? What can we make becomes what can we make beautiful? Fighting against the world becomes fighting to save it. When I get into a survival game, like really into it, it's because I've crossed that threshold. I've stopped focusing on keeping death at bay, and now I'm creating my own focus. I think that's the real challenge. Some gamers don't want to invent their own missions. They just want to be told what to do, where to go, and why you need to be having fun right now or it's bedtime, mister. And much of the time, I also fit into this category. It's a tremendous way to put the brain into hibernation mode and just enjoy the show. Now and then, though, I want to be in charge of who whips up the banana pudding. That's a real phrase, by the way, don't question it. I think being in a position where every other task pales in comparison to the primitive struggles of keeping your blood pumping is the perfect filter to remove all other extraneous pursuits. When it's just down to you, your carbohydrate intake, and a rattlesnake, you can much more easily reset your palate, as it were. You're gonna have to scray. Can I have that back, please? Without struggles, without consequences, we get restless and reckless. And more dangerous than that, we get bored. Playing life on easy mode forces us to invent conflict where none exists, and those are simply battles not worth fighting. Now you can say that survival games take a lot away from us, and that's true, but we get so much more in return. When real conflict is always right at our doorstep, every second is precious. Every snack is delicious. And every day is a miracle. I think I want to play Fall Guys now.